Mary Shelley, Percy Bysshe Shelley, Byron's physician Polidori, and Claire Clairmont were all together that summer in Geneva, reading to each other, playing charades, telling stories. And at one point, Byron says, "Let's have a ghost story contest." Mary Shelley went to sleep, and she woke up after having had this dream of a creature leaning over the bed of a young physician. And that was the germ of Frankenstein. The core members of Shelley and his circle are the parents of Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley, that is Mary Wollstonecraft and the philosopher William Godwin. Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin, who becomes Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley, her husband Percy Bysshe Shelley, and their friend Lord Byron. It expands out and out and out, both into the 18th century and further into the 19th century. And we really sort of stop with the death of Mary Shelley in 1851. This collection is important to anyone doing research in Britain or Europe in the 18th or 19th century. It's a very broad collection within that very narrow time span. And it's important because we hold many manuscripts that haven't been published. We hold many books that aren't available in any other form. So for people working in the period, it's a sort of indispensable collection. But it's also, in the Western Hemisphere, it's the largest collection of Shelley, period. This is a copy of the first edition of Shelley's most famous poem still, Queen Mab, a philosophical poem with notes. The notes are so inflammatory. For instance, page 85, there is no God. There's enough to bring on him and on his publisher the threat of a blasphemy suit. And so he took a copy and started rewriting. So this is the copy on which he did that. It's one of the great treasures of the collection. And you can see he's really doing enormous amounts of revision. Shelley doodled constantly in both his notebooks and obviously here. Here he seems to have maybe got tired of the revisions. Objects are full of, this aura. Something that you can hold and feel has this emotional impact that other things don't. So, for instance, we have a lock of hair from Mary Shelley that she sent to a friend of Shelley's when she was only 17. This is a mourning ring that was made on the occasion of Byron's death. It's a token of someone who was, in his day, one of the sexiest men alive. When you read in British Romanticism, there's a certain freedom that people are given that they aren't necessarily with other kinds of literature, because it is all about what's possible. The works of Percy Bysshe Shelley and Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley are in some ways deeply meant for youth. It's really a collection that should be helpful for young people who want to change the world, which is what Shelley wanted to do.